Stacy the Blackfeather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacy style. And today we are doing another segment of the blind deck date. I'm having so much fun putting together these random cards and random combos and having a blind date and see where things are taking us. So without further ado, let's check out today's couple and blind date extravaganza. Okay, so we have the Delusion Tarot from Lunart Designs and Wisdom of the Raven. And Wisdom of the Raven is a fairly new deck to me. I'm just noticing that we have a lot of reflection. I apologize. I'll try and figure that out as we go. So let's just kind of introduce them and get those first impressions. You know, is there any physical chemistry on first blush? Do they look good together? Do they match? Do they like each other? Do they have similar styles? Do they have very unique styles? Let's just check all that out and see what we get. Okay, so taking a look here, I'm actually kind of enjoying the imagery of the two of them. They're very different. This one I want to say is north-south. This one is directed east-west. But the coloring of them, I feel, is very synergistic. We have navy blues and deep, rich grays rather than blacks. And I feel that that is the first thing that I'm really drawn to here. I love the Vesica Pisces here with the two spheres that are coming into the mix, creating a portal. This is a little bit darker than the other aspects of the deck. And this also has a portal in itself as well, something being opened. So I think that's really cool. So clearly we're seeing already north, south, and east, west. So there's some opposite going on, but maybe there's some commonality. So let's just sort of see. We'll take a peek at some of these. Let's turn them over and see what happens here. All right, so we're starting off with the Three of Pentacles and Soul, Sun card. Interesting. Let me just see if I can move this so that we don't have crazy glare, but we still have light. There, I think that should work. So the color palettes are not exact, but they're similar enough that I feel like they don't clash. They actually kind of work together, even if they're not exact. But we're noticing this, you know, beautiful swirl of smoke, white smoke or wispy. And there's this beautiful white, creamy white smoke that's coming around the sun. We have the sun is kind of bleeding through, and I feel like there's a little bit of that, a hint of that here as well. And I like that the bird is like flying out of the sun. It's like the sun is bleeding because the bird has kind of gone through there. And I feel like these coins are coming out of this bouquet, if you will. You know, we've got the tree here. So there's some similarity in the flow of the imagery. Ooh, so very similar in the colors. We have the Wheel of Fortune here and Lost Soul. And how interesting, you know, we talk about Wheel of Fortune energy. It's liquid luck, it's change, it's shift, it's divine order and timing. And here we have a lost soul. Maybe that lost soul won't be lost for long. That's very interesting. There's a lot of white, you know, the white puff that's coming out from underneath. There's white puff all over the place. So I feel that maybe there's a synergy here between the two of them. Oh, also there's this, you know, spherical energy and the spherical energy at the top of the card. So definitely some similarity here. Two of Cups. Oh, that's interesting. We had that in the last reading too. The Two of Cups came up. Two of Cups and Messenger. So not a whole lot in terms of visual connection here. But what I find really interesting is you've got these two branches that are coming up, and it seems to join with the darker part of the imagery on this card. So it's almost like they are created and we're transitioning out of one area and into another, one phase into another. Also opposites. We've got the reds and then we go right to the blues. So there's something to that. I think that's really cool the way that looks. Definitely some synergy going on here. All right, Mythical and the Chariot. Wow. So very different cards, very different styles. I find it really interesting that we're seeing the three pyramids here plus a fourth one, almost like on her chariot. And this mythical bird has four eyes. You don't really see a bird with four eyes very often, but I feel that there's a little synergy there with we've got the big three and then the four. Omen and the Page of Swords. Interesting. Page of Swords looks like it's cutting a sphere in half, almost like cutting the globe in half. And this bird, the omen, is an omen of that. So again, just on first blush, first appearance, not a ton of similarity, but colors are blending and matching. So there's a harmony to this pairing. There's a synergy that's happening here, which I think is really cool. Companions and the Page of Wands. This is really interesting. So not a whole lot in common here. And yet I feel like these little companions that are here are kind of matching I want to say the background to what this is. This is growing out of the support of all of these other flowers and these other petals. Companions. Who are your companions? That's kind of cool. All right, we'll do a couple more here just to get a feel for whether these two like each other. Two of Swords, beautiful. We've got a lot of that white puffiness that's coming through here, and we've got a lot of the white in this forethought energy. This is definitely a brighter energy, focusing on the brightness. This is almost like the brightness is on the other side. So you got to work a little harder to get to it, but they definitely have that. So, from that physical perspective, I feel like there's hope here. There's hope here. They're not gonna walk away after the first sip. They might actually finish their drinks at this point. Six of Cups and Oubliette. Ooh, this is very cool. So here we have a lot of circular going in a path, and it feels very much like it's sweeping us up. Oubliette definitely feels like we have a sweeping up energy, but everything is straight and narrow. You could also interpret this as a waterfall, but I'm actually seeing it's like wind sweeping up through the tunnels, or through the two towers or the two sides of the rock, and it's stirring up sand or soot or smoke, and it's funneling it up. I don't feel that this is necessarily a waterfall. So we could say this goes up and this goes down. No, I feel like they both have an upward trajectory. This one definitely brings the color. This one definitely sees things more in black and white. And this will be the last one here. Interesting, the Death card and heroism. So he's actually got a spear. I don't know if he has been speared or if he's carrying the spear and the spear tip. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on, how you want to read that. And this has a great deal of color paired with death, which the only color, and it is orange, so there is some similarity, is in the border. It's the hint of orange. And we have hints of orange and red flowers here. And the couple is being silhouetted by the moon. So there are some similarities here. There's light. They're just expressing it in very different ways. Okay, so I think we're going to continue with the blind date. I think we're moving on to appetizers after having the first drink. And so let's find out what's going on here. What is the spark between these two? What unique chemistry emerges when their voices blend? All right, let's see what is coming up. Scooch, scooch, thank you. All right, what unique chemistry emerges when these two deck voices blend? Omen and the Strength card. Interesting. Okay. So definitely feeling here that this deck is going to thrive on its differences. We're noticing here the figure is looking away. The omen, the raven is looking away. So they're going in opposite directions. I think that's really interesting. That's really important to know. There's not a ton of similarity here, but she is wearing white, and there is some white in the flow of this card. There are some, I want to say, some circular, sort of wispy feelings here. The wind is moving through. Obviously, there's wind here, but it's very interesting to me that they are pointed in different directions. So I want to say the unique chemistry that emerges when their voice blends, I feel might not be synergistic chemistry. I feel like it might be, playing devil's advocate for one another, or agreeing to disagree, or simply saying, oh, that's an interesting perspective that you have. I bring the strength, I bring the empowerment, I bring the ego. And this one feels maybe a little more pessimistic. Well, take a look. Don't get too caught up in the sunshine and daisies, wine and roses, because there might be something else that you need to see. I feel like this deck might pee on somebody's parade. That's kind of the energy I'm getting there. So I feel like that unique chemistry might need to have a little work done. We're not quite in the home stretch yet. The clash. Where might their personalities challenge each other or cause tension? And that could fall in line with that as well. You can have good omens too. I'm not saying that this is all bad, but definitely I feel like this is the one that's bringing the hope and the empowerment and the strength and the drive. And this is the one that's going to say, yeah, but we need to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. Don't get too excited until, this is definitely the rain on your parade kind of energy. Okay, so clash. Where might their personalities challenge each other or cause tension? Interesting. So here we have the Soul card again. So Seven of Wands, that card of defensiveness. But in this depiction, there's so much color that's coming out. We have a beautiful wand that is basically cutting the card almost exactly in half. And there's a lot of energy, a lot of idea, a lot of new expression, things that want to grow and go and not have structure to it. And I feel like Soul says, okay, I'll bleed for you. I'll give you the energy that you need. I'll give you the truth that is required. I will support you in that, but understand that my tree is not as, it isn't flourishing in the way that yours is. Mine is cut and dry. I'm going to give you the heat of the sun. I'm going to give you the bold truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not going to come out in frills and feathers. It's going to come out in, hey, you need to know this. Hey, you need to know that. So I feel like there is a support here, but it's like understanding that this deck is absolutely going to pull no punches. It's going to cut to the chase. So again, it may rain on your parade a little bit. It may pee on your parade. It doesn't do it because it's mad at you. It does it because that's just who it is. That's the way it sees the world. Interesting. Hidden layers. What unexpected truth does one deck bring out in the other? Can't wait to see these hidden truths. This is great. High five. Excuse me. Thank you. Ooh, Ace of Cups. Okay, so before I even turn this over, given everything that we've been receiving from the, what is this? Oh, Wisdom of the Raven. I was about to call it something else. I feel like the hidden truth that this deck is going to bring out is the fact that this is actually the heart of the Wisdom of the Raven. This is what the Raven really wants to express and does not always know how to. So I feel like it's being drawn to that. It's attracting that energy. Oh, interesting. And 11s. So, yes, this deck wants to be more like this deck, but it has to give the truth. It wants to be paired up. It wants to make the connection. It wants to be able to give you, we've got these beautiful bursts of white light again. That white energy is source energy. It also has the source energy, and the two birds coming together helps this deck to have more life and to reach more of its light. That is so freaking cool. OMG. And ace, 1, 11s, 1, 1. So we're looking at 1, 1, 1 right now. I just think that is so freaking cool. I mean, you can't make this shit up, right? You just can't. Okay, and so let's pull our final question here, and this is the future potential. If these two, the future date potential, if these two decks kept working with each other. Oh, okay. That one's popping out. What kind of guidance will they co-create? So we have the King of Swords. So a lot of really intellectual, I want to say, high-end communication, philosophical, energy, guidance. Ooh, and look at the blend there. That's a gorgeous blend. We've got the reds coming all the way through. The branches are almost viney in nature, and there's a viney flow to these cards here. Yeah, it's going to support the guidance. It's going to love up on you. It's going to say, thank you so much for being willing to stick with me through this pairing. I would love to take you out on another date. I'd love to take you out on several dates. I want to get to know you because there's something magical here. And I can absolutely support your light while also shining in your light, because you shining your light helps me to shine in mine. And so I feel like this deck combination is really going to be pretty clever. I'm going to say to you, I definitely feel that there is a second date, and quite possibly even a third date after this particular blind date. And I feel like these two cards in combination are always going to give you supportive guidance. It's going to give you direction. It's going to give you clarity. It's always going to pack a punch, but it's always going to be spiritual in nature. And even though it's giving you, I want to say, the other side of the coin, it's doing it in a way that is going to support you. It's going to say, okay, here's something I have to consider. I got to tell you this, but I'm also going to help you to figure out a way around this particular obstacle. So I really like this pairing. This is really freaking cool. And that is our Delusion, Tarot, and Wisdom of the Raven. OMG. So I am enjoying doing these blind deck date videos so much. I hope you're enjoying them as well. Please feel free to put some comments below. Let me know what you're thinking about these. Let me know if you're having as much fun watching them as I am having creating them. I'm loving this idea of dating decks. Maybe I will do some like deck dating of my own, having it be a date with me. Maybe we'll play with something like that. But in the meantime, until I see you for another segment of Divinely Decked, as always, sending you lots and lots of love. Take care, transform well, and we will see you on the flip side. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.